Black history, filled with stories of legacy, pain, progress, tribulations, triumph, adversity in the face of oppression, perseverance, and faith.
We are amazing, resilient, just beautiful people.
Rich with culture, nuance, complexity, to shape the very identity of American society.
And this kind of musical dialogue across the racial divide between country music and soul.
This special aims to highlight the stories locally and nationally, and quite frankly, to tell you the truth, that Black history is American history. As the calendar flips over to March, let's take a look back on Black History Month, highlighting the stories, the people, and the culture right here in the Metro. I'm Kevin Holmes. Before we go any further, we need to address this year's theme for Black History Month. Every year, the group, the Association for the Study of African American Life and History, picks a theme. This year, it's Black resistance. You know, there are many examples of resistance throughout time. We've seen it several times in the history, talking sports, protests, music, literature. But what does it mean to community leaders right here in the Metro?
Airplanes would never leave the ground but for resistance. It's not the engine, but the wings that lift them to the sky. Yes, African Americans would never have risen to where we are today but for the resistance to individuals and institutions seeking us to keep us grounded.
While we have come a long way, work must continue to reverse some of the devastating trends we're seeing as a result of historic wrongs. It starts with each one of us.
It's an opportunity for us to continue to celebrate the successes of our history, the successes of our community, but also to join in lockstep with our allies to resist things like crime in Black communities, systemic racism, and voter suppression.
Resistance, an appropriate tone, some would say, especially given the current climate of things. That's why there are so many people dedicated to keeping that history alive in many places just like this, the Black Archives of Mid-America. Our anchor Bryant Madrick talked with the woman whose father helped make this possible.
If you're looking for an education on Kansas City's Black history, you'll find it here.
We are amazing, resilient, just beautiful people.
People whose stories are told at the Black Archives of Mid-America. Like a book, the Black experience includes chapters ranging from success, struggle, and slaughter. Showcasing this history is made possible by the late Horace Peterson. He founded the Black Archives in 1974. Makita Peterson is his daughter.
I really understood what it meant as a child to see, touch, and smell what history and what community felt like.
And for Peterson, this structure called Lucy's Cabin and a toy doll inside left a lasting impact.
It was double-headed because, during slave times, we weren't allowed to play with the white sided of the doll, So when Master was around, you played with, the black doll, But then when Master left, you were able to turn it over and you were able to have both sides of the doll.
Here at the Black Archives, when you come inside of this place, you'll see this banner that says, honoring the past, inspiring the future. And for Peterson, one way she's inspiring the future is through her work as program director of Juneteenth KC.
We provide events that positively promote African American culture, heritage, and make the impact for our kids.
One of the events from Juneteenth KC is the annual parade and festival. Peterson says it's important these children have the same nurturing environment she had growing up. Her dad first brought the celebration to Kansas City in 1980. Decades later, his legacy lives on.
It all ties into continuing the story, preserving the history so that we can continue to progress and thrive and grow.
In Kansas City, I'm Bryant Madrick, KSHB 41 News.
Horace Peterson, Henry Perry, the father of Kansas City barbecue, and Hall of Famer Buck O'Neil. These names are so important, well known throughout Kansas City when it comes to Black history and history for that matter, but there are lesser names that have just as big an impact, and the Kansas City Black History Project aims to retell their stories. Faces known by few, but fundamental to the city we all love.
These are all Kansas Cityans.
And a purpose beyond the pages.
They can inspire people from all over the country.
Jeremy Druin, one of several people involved with the Kansas City Black History Project. They create this publication every year to showcase Black lives that shaped the city, like longtime journalist and activist Lucille Bluford, recent Baseball Hall of Famer Buck O'Neil, and jazz prodigy Mary Lou Williams. And just as important,
The project really excels as kind of telling stories that might not be as well known.
I think it means much to Kansas City.
Dr. Carmeletta Williams and the Black Archives of Mid-America collect the materials shown in the pages.
We hear people talk about boots on the ground, and these people were our boots on the ground. There were more current people like Bruce R. Watkins, Cathay Williams, who pretended to be a man so that she could serve in the military. But there were so many people who actually dedicated their lives and spent their time, invested their time and their energy into making sure that the Black community had what it needed, not just to survive, but to thrive.
It's really just to highlight African Americans in our community who've done great things.
Janet Miles Barty and the KC Local Investment Commission finances the project. One of its founding members, Rosemary Smith Lowe, appears in the book. She also served as Kansas City's first Black Ward Committee woman and established Freedom Inc.
She was just a fireball. She really cared about the community. She really cared about the neighborhoods in Kansas City, Missouri.
Then there's Alvin Sykes.
He went to Sumner High School. He left high school at age 16 and spent his days at the public library.
A man with ties to national history.
He took up the case of Emmett Till.
A 14-year-old African-American boy who was abducted, tortured, and lynched in 1955 in Mississippi, all after whistling at a white woman. Sykes helped pass the Till Bill in 2007, which gave funding to open civil rights cases from the 1960s involving racially motivated homicides. His work recognized in a declaration by Kansas City, where he served until his death.
He was our scholar in residence in 2013. He was a lifetime user of the library.
More than a decade after the publication launched, the legacies of these men and women live on.
They want to hold the book. They want to keep them in their personal archives because they're seeing people that they know, names that they recognize, and they're seeing them being honored.
And you know, there's plenty more to check out with this project, too. In fact, there's a website that even has lesson plans and an archive of workshops related to Black history. Some include conversations with modern Black figures like Alvin Brooks and Frank White. You can also download a copy of the booklet on this website. It's not just Kansas City. In Independence, there's a T-shirt that shows the historical figures that helped piece together this fabric that we call Kansas City. Charlie Keegan talked to the woman who helped make this possible.
Shepherds grew up with a lot of them.
Most people know Sam Shepard because the enslaved man built the first courthouse in Jackson County.
My mother married Robert Shepard.
Alversia Brown Pettigrew knows several of Shepard's descendants still living in Independence today. In fact, she's connected to many of the names on the new t-shirt recognizing Independence's historical Black figures. Her great-grandfather, James Boldridge, bred and trained horses where the police station's located today.
That's the church that I've attended since birth.
The first pastor at St. Paul's AME Church was Hiram Revels. Brown Pettigrew attended the Young School, an all-Black school named after Hiram Young. But she never knew Young was a formerly enslaved man who bought his freedom, worked as a wagon maker, and became one of the county's richest men.
So I was probably in my late 40s or early 50s before I really became aware of their contributions to independence.
Which is why Brown Pettigrew is happy to see this t-shirt put the spotlight on Black history and independence. History that includes Emily Fisher, who ran a hotel during the trail days.
You got to know where you come from to know where you're going. And I lived through segregation and integration in the city of Independence.
In Independence, Charlie Keegan, KSHB 41 News.
You know, the unique thing about this shirt, it has a QR code. And when you scan it, you're brought to this website showing you a virtual tour of Black historical sites in Independence. Coming up, reversing a trend, an area man's family legacy and how it's expanded to helping the community get access to fresh food. Plus, find a way to the runway, the local modeling agency helping women of color get into the industry. You know, during Black History Month, we're highlighting businesses and people right here in Kansas City. And if you're familiar with 18th and Vine, you've probably seen this greenhouse tucked into the neighborhood. Its impact goes far beyond the 18th and Vine community. Over the past 100 years, the amount of Black-owned farmland has dropped by 90%, and this local farmer is part of a nationwide effort to create more equity in farming. Gian Kim stopped by Ophelia's and shows us how it's helping that area shape up while laying the groundwork for the future.
We like to say we failed our way to greatness. I didn't know anything about anything.
Mike Rowland started Ophelia's Blue Vine Farm with only a vision.
This right here is one of the grapevines.
A vision to continue the legacy of his grandmother and their family farm over 100 years old.
I spent the summers with my grandmother. I tended her garden. She gave me an incredible work ethic, and it really inspired me that when I had kids to give them the feeling to know where real food comes from.
Everything from what he grows to where he grows it is intentional. Rowland chose to open his first greenhouse in the historically black 18th and Vine district. His favorite herb to grow is the Jamaican allspice.
Take that one. And you can break it. Go ahead and break it.
His goal here is to create a sustainable farm that feeds, educates, and creates generational wealth that will go on to outlive him.
I say that growing your own food really is like printing your own money. It's not that African Americans can't farm, because the country was built on African Americans in farming.
According to reports by a global consulting firm McKinsey & Company, only 1.4% of all U.S. farmers identify as black or mixed race. That's down from about 14% a century ago.
It comes down to racism and access to capital, access to funding.
To help bridge the gap, the National Minority Supplier Development Council created what's called the Black Farmers Equity Initiative. Farmers chosen through an application process will have exclusive access to capital, networking, certification opportunities, and a chance to work with NMSDC's corporate partners.
We have over 1,700 corporate members, and those corporate members are looking to fill their pipelines with diverse suppliers, such as the farmers that are in these programs. The goal is that the scale of these farms will grow and increase because they have access to these contracting opportunities at this level.
Rowland is one of the farmers chosen for the first round of this program. The opportunity will help him expand over 40 acres and reach more neighbors who rely on him, like Caleb Rollins.
Yeah, I just had to do the best I could. But with him here now, it saves a lot. It saves the neighborhood a lot.
Our mints over here.
Rollins says to have fresh produce is a blessing, especially right here in his own neighborhood, which he feels has been overlooked.
I think there is a lack of fresh food, in this community.
Jian Kim, KSHB 41 News.
It's not just agriculture. We're actually seeing a push to expand diversity in the fashion industry. Job search site Zippia reports in 2021, 17% of runway models were black. That's up from 13% in 2010. Those numbers show a lot of work still needs to be done. But as Abby Dodd shows us, there's a local model hoping to pass her knowledge on to future generations.
Pamela Newton has tables full of memories.
So these pictures here are from when I first started.
Modeling across the city and country. The confident woman you see in these photos started off as a timid teen.
I could not face anyone before, but now I can.
She credits her confidence to Josette Owens Modeling and Charm School.
And this is Josette Owens here. It's surreal. It just brings back, when I brought the books out today, it just brought back a lot of memories. And I'm grateful for where I am today. I am so grateful. And it's like the legacy still goes on. And that's greatness.
Pamela makes a point to always put her best foot forward, now passing on her knowledge through a modeling academy of her own. Some of her 75 students' photos hang on her wall as a reminder.
What does it mean to be able to help them through something that you yourself experience?
I really see that. I just teach them everything that I learn. And it builds up the main thing is their self-confidence, building their self-confidence. And it makes me, oh my goodness, it warms my heart so much.
Her goal in this season of life isn't the front page. It's building up those around her.
I learned it's not about me anymore. It's about me helping other people. And that's where I am today, So
it's more than just modeling.
It is. I'm a friend, I'm a mentor, I'm a teacher, I'm a coach.
For others walk through life.
Always last look before you walk off.
Abby Dodge, KSHB 41 News.
That's what I teach.
Still ahead, breaking cultural barriers. We introduce you to the family band cracking into country music. The black community's impact on arts and culture is immeasurable, especially when you're talking about music here in Kansas City. Charlie Parker Ben Webster, Mary Lou Williams, prime examples of just that. The city known for its iconic jazz scene for decades, and while New Orleans is known as the birthplace of jazz, Kansas City often in reference to the place where jazz grew up. But the impact Black Americans had on music doesn't stop at jazz. And you know, although in recent years, let's face it, we've seen some genres lose diversity, Caroline Hogan introduces us to a family band that is showing representation matters in country music.
I was just literally all things country music. Jolly, Darius, Garth, Shania, like you name it.
Sisters Danica and Devin Hart and their cousin Tree Swindle grew up country fans in Mississippi.
As soon as you walk out on the stage and you hear the crowd roaring and the energy in that room is insane.
They're now known as Chapel Hart, a country music trio.
3, 2, 1.
Their success reached new heights on America's Got Talent, but it wasn't always golden.
I remember being a little girl watching CMT every morning before I'd go to school, and and feeling like you really wanted to be a part of the country music community, but it was kind of harder. It felt so far away because there was no one who looked like me.
It's no secret, there's always been a lack of diversity in the country music world.
He was like, just so you know, we don't do hip hop and R&B, and we were like, we don't either. I know that it sounds almost unbelievable in this day and age, but it was kind of unbelievable to us.
But history proves the influence Black voices had in country music today.
Etta James observed that country and soul music were first cousins.
Chuck Haddix is the curator of the Marr Sound Archives.
So there's always been this kind of musical dialogue across the racial divide between country music and soul.
He says the two run parallel with similar themes of love, rejection, hard times, and redemption, and playing off the two different sounds.
Howlin' Wolf, the great bluesman, talked about how he was influenced by the yodeling of Jimmy Rogers, and he said, I couldn't do no yodeling, so I turned it into a howl, and it's done me well.
So I asked him, why the lack of Black country artists?
They have preconceptions about what country music's all about. And it's a white guy and a white girl up playing a guitar and singing songs about heartbreak, you know.
And where is it going now?
I think that that younger people are more open to racial tolerance. And I think a lot of your fans, most of your fans today of country music are younger people.
The trio agrees, but says it takes time.
We've learned not to take those kind of experiences to heart. We've learned that sometimes it's just that people just don't know.
And sees the beauty and unity that country music creates.
It's not about what you think country music is, or it's not about, what type of people you think that this music might apply to. It's about coming together and listening to good music.
Reporting in Kansas City, Caroline Hogan, KSHB 41 News.
It's more than just music, too. As Ray Daniels shows us, one local woman is showcasing Black history as a work of art.
A lot of them are just working out ideas.
Black and white sketches, now in color.
Every day I wake up, I'm just excited to create.
It's a feeling Taylor Sanders doesn't take for granted.
Consciously, I was searching for an outlet, and I think subconsciously, I was trying to find a way to find my voice again. And just somewhere along the way, I had lost it.
And now, for the past 6 years, she's found her voice through her works of art.
And I knew as a kid that I always loved to draw. And so I said, why don't I try painting? And I know that was nothing but God that led me that direction.
Bringing her passion to the canvas.
Especially when I paint portraits, is what I love about them, is I'm always trying to get the essence of that person to come across.
She highlights Black creatives through her Black History Month series.
I just really wanted to honor some, Black people that came before us and paved the way for us and opened up these opportunities for us.
And when people see her portraits like Nina Simone, she wants them to leave feeling good.
My art, it's an asset. So I want people to feel something, and I want it to be positive.
From Nikki Giovanni to Malcolm X.
So a lot of times I'll use like a softer palette but you can still see the strength within the person.
Sanders wants to paint a bigger picture of what Black history means.
There was a time that I wouldn't be able to be a Black female painter. That wouldn't have been an option for me. So really every day that I wake up and I'm able to do what I love, I think about them, and just to make sure that their memories live on. And then also in the present time, just celebrating our Blackness, you know?
Bray Daniel, KSHB 41 News.
Taylor has completed about 30 paintings so far. And to see her work of art and her upcoming projects, head to her Instagram page. It's Taylor's Take. We'll be right back. Well, as we wrap up, a reminder, you can find all of our Black History Month coverage on our website, kshb.com. If you're on the go, you can see it on our free KSHB 41 News mobile app. To learn more about the iconic figures of Kansas City's Black community, you can also check out Negro Leagues Baseball Museum and the Jazz Museum, or even make a day trip to the Black Archives of Mid-America right here. Because let's face it, Black history is our history, and we would not be the country we are today without the contributions of Black Americans. I hope you enjoyed our program. I'm Kevin Holmes. Thanks for watching.